Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And we're back, Mary, with another episode.
Here we go.
Hey.
Hey.
So?
We're doing great.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, recap of the weather. How could we not start out with the weather?
Rain. We've had rain.
We have had rain and pretty pleasant weather.
Yeah.
Some terribly hot days.
But we've gotten rain.
But we have got
like crazy rain. Like it's sunny and then a crazy storm comes in. Like really like crazy wind and stuff. And
yes.
Lasts for an hour and then it's gone.
The other day we got an alert to watch out for 80-mile-an-hour winds.
We did. That was kind of weird. I don't think we had that. We had wind, but not 80 miles an hour.
We had wind.
Didn't blow anything off the porch.
No, it didn't. Yeah, and things have blown off the porch, and we haven't got near that speed before.
No. But anyway, it was very windy and rainy and
a lot to chat about in the weather.
Yeah,
delightful.
Very cool. What else?
Cool.
What else you got?
Oh, well, I figure we could start out talking about all the harvests that we pulled in from the kitchen garden.
Then we officially have to make it what's new in the garden, Mary.
What's new in the garden? Oh, man.
We had an eventful week in the garden.
We had a very eventful week in the garden. I estimated our purple potatoes. We harvested, the potatoes were starting to brown and die back. And so I'm not I don't have a lot of experience growing potatoes, but I read and I watched some YouTube videos and they said that was a clue that your potatoes are ready to harvest. And so we pulled up, do you think 2 beds?
Oh, yes, 2 beds.
2 beds. One was 3 by 5, and not the whole bed wasn't planted with potatoes. And the other one was a little 2 by 4 bed that was raised up. Anyways, I kind of calculate we got at least 5 pounds of purple potatoes.
Oh, we have a lot. We've eaten them twice already. We've already had 2 meals with them. They're really good. They're actually not tiny though. They're like medium size, different sizes, but they were good.
They were very good.
Very surprised. It's like a treasure hunt. You dig down and you get one and you get another. And I wasn't expecting that. I didn't really know what to expect.
You think you have them all pulled up and then surprise,
I know.
one.
It was good fun. We have a lot of potatoes right now.
We do.
So that was cool.
They actually don't. Like sweet potatoes will go down into the ground a few feet, but these potatoes generally stay in the top 12 to 18 inches. And so they were a little bit easier to pull up.
They were. It was fun. It was. Yeah. I mean, it was actually really fun.
It was really
just to dig your hands in there and grab them.
And our little granddaughter decided she would cut one of them in half to see if it was purple all the way through. And they were gorgeous.
They were purple.
They were amazingly purple.
Yeah, really good eating too.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, for me, they have a different texture. I need to experiment with it some more to see if I like it, but I guess I'm just used to the Yukon Gold potatoes. I don't know.
Oh, I like them. I thought they'd been good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, good stuff.
So we kind of sauteed them with some olive oil, and I added butter. Yeah. And then in one of the recipes, we did add onions, and we put them in the oven to roast.
We did. Worked out really well. But besides those potatoes, how many bazillion other things did we pull up?
Now, I'm astonished. I really cannot even calculate the weight on this, but we pulled up onions.
Oh my gosh, just unbelievable amount.
And it was so heavy, Jeff had to carry the basket into the house because I couldn't pick it up.
No, it was enormous amount of onions.
Huge amount of onions.
And they're not like, some of them are decent size, but they're not like giant ones.
Well, I think it's part of my learning curve. And I think we need to just have some more practice and get ready to figure out a little better way to grow. Because I think what you do is when they begin to fall over, like the leaves start to fall over, I think you stop watering them.
Oh, okay.
And it causes the onion to increase the bulb size. But some of these onions are similar to a leek, and they're very tall and pretty white, and they're just a regular old onion. Yeah. So I figure I could try to make a leek dish or something.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of them, number one. I think maybe next time, I mean, you and I just kind of
we
put
went
stuff
willy-nilly.
We threw them in there with the potatoes and stuff. And
we did.
You were mentioning maybe next time we'll do the potatoes in a different method, like in a basket or not a basket, but
something more contained.
A container type, bigger.
Where people won't go out and grab the leaves off of the potatoes thinking they can eat them. Yeah. Yes.
I think that would be cool. And then the onions. We put a lot of onion stuff out there. And man.
Now, this whole time that they've been growing, I've been harvesting the green growth parts of them, like taking one leaf off of several plants or whatever, and we've been using those in recipes.
There's
so good.
There's a massive
There
amount.
is salads. We've been putting on baked potatoes.
It's been fun.
It has been fun.
The potatoes have been great. I'm actually pretty excited about the potatoes. I like that. So
I know there's more out there. We have one whole container bed.
Oh boy,
that is just full. Now this raised bed garden has a cover over it.
Oh, that's right. That's where they're at.
Mm-hmm. And it's full. And also the leaves have not begun to brown, or they don't look like they're ready to harvest yet. So I think the cover may have played a part in that. I don't know.
Well,
we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the size of those are. I mean, the other potatoes are actually nice size just for what we're doing with them.
Yes.
So it's been fun. That's a fun thing.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
And we finally pulled up all the shards, the Swiss chard. And the leaves were like
another massive
2.5 to 3 feet tall. And some of them were at least 12 to 15 inches wide. They were huge and gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the colors are so beautiful.
They're really, really cool. They look cool out in the garden. They get really, really big though. Wow. I was surprised.
Yeah, they did. And the stalks are very tender. You could use them just like celery, and but they're more tender than a celery stalk.
Nice. Look at us eating out of the garden. That's crazy.
Out of the garden.
I mean,
that's what you got to do.
That was the plan.
Know.
That was the plan, and it's working.
That's still my plan.
Cool.
I'm trying that plan.
Nice. So what else you got, Mary?
Well, this past weekend, we had a really terrific family event. And it kind of ties into the garden for us a little bit. And one of our grown children came up with the idea of having an art exhibit for each family member to supply an exhibit, and then we would gather. And it turned out amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was and everybody participated, which was kind of cool.
Yes.
I mean, they, seriously participated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And enjoyed. We really did enjoy all the variety of art that came.
Yeah, we did. It was actually really cool.
It was so cool. And I loved your exhibit, Jeff. I was wondering if you would tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I had two things. So we had gone to Florida, and we were at the beach, and I took some pictures of my grandson, who's he's likes to run. He's just, I don't know, he's just a fun little guy. But he was running on the beach, and I was able to get like a triptych of him, like running, jumping, and then one looking at me. And we have a printer here that can do large prints that I hadn't used in a while, but now that I'm back into it, it's good. So I printed those out, and got a nice triptych of him. And then I had a really cool picture of a bee on a flower. And I was able to kind of get that blown up and played with it a little bit. And I also made a large print out of that. I think it's 17 by 22 on that. And I like black and white, so I made them all in black and white. But they came out really well.
They did.
Yeah, and it kind of reignited my,
I know, right?
Yeah, you do stuff like that, and it's like, why aren't I doing this? How come I'm not doing this more? But it was a lot of fun.
Jeff's photograph was actually a sunflower, and the head had turned to face the ground. And on the sunflower, there is a parasitic wasp.
Mm-hmm.
And he is actually parasitizing a worm on the sunflower. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool picture. I'm going to admit it was a picture. And then you did a really cool, very large mixed media.
I did.
Which came out really nice.
Mine was a tree, and I used found objects, and a lot of the found objects were buttons. Mm-hmm. And I had a great time.
Yeah, it's really nice
with it.
It looked really good, and I know you got your inspiration from someone, an artist.
Yeah, I looked around and had a variety, but one of the things I did in the front, which I really liked, was we loved to go to estate sales, and at one estate sale, I had picked up some wooden frames. I don't know, I think they were like $8, and they're large. They're 20 by 24, something like that, very professional looking. So what I did was I set up the frame, and then I put our Diplandenia basket where the flowers are spilling out the front of the frame. And I kind of made a little scene in our front walkway.
Yeah, it looked really cool. It looked really cool.
Yeah. So when you have family events, you could pull your garden in there with you.
Yes, it was good. And, we had mixed media, photography, paintings. Mm-hmm. We had multimedia.
We did. And you know what? He even did some garden-inspired
with computer art and
things.
Stuff.
So, computer art.
Yeah, it was really cool. Everybody had fun. We kind of had a little charcuterie board, and it was fun.
We had sculpture.
We had a sculpture. We did have a sculpture.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. Just an idea out there. It's fun just to get your family together and do something like that. Nobody has to be perfect. It's just kind of a fun event. Let everybody do something.
Yeah, joy of it.
Yeah, it's just kind of a cool little get together. I mean, we have a family over a lot, but it was kind of nice to have an event,
right?
An actual event that's not a birthday or something like that,
right?
So it was cool. We
Very
had fun.
Pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't have any other what's new. Do you have another?
The only what's new. I'm not gonna save it for my area, but I went out and bought that one lawnmower.
Jeffy,
I got the new Ego.
I
got the new Ego lawnmower. I went and splurged for the bigger one. It's pretty cool. I got to admit, it's a little heavier than the other one, but and it's got a bigger battery. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's nice. Cuts really well. It's got 2 blades on the bottom. Mm-hmm. You can really tell the difference when it mulches.
Yes,
because it's really mulching everything. It doesn't leave those clumps like the other one did.
Yes.
But yeah, that was new. I've used it one time. It's self-propelled. It's got that option on there that I'm using. I'm still kind of playing with that because you can actually adjust the speeds and stuff on it. And you really gotta, you gotta work with it a little bit.
Right.
But it does help. I mean, for sure. But it's been fun. Yeah. I went out and I had to do it. I don't even know if the other one was dead.
I love that you did that.
I'm probably imagining the other one was dying just so I could get a new one. But hey, after 6.5 years or 7 years, it was time.
Yeah, so. It was time.
Yeah,
yeah. You had trouble with it, and some other family members had trouble with it as well. So
I think it was just kind of it gets. Here in Texas, we mow a lot.
We do
for long periods of time.
Year-round, just about.
So I think it was getting. It was running. The old one, and I still highly recommend mine, so I bought another one. But I think it was just 7 years of running all that much. I think it was wearing the batteries down pretty quick. So I guess it was time. I bought one.
It was
time or not.
It was time.
Now we got another one. So that is, I think that's my what's new in the garden.
How
for
exciting!
Me. Yeah,
that is a spectacular what's new.
Yeah. It was.
I can't wait to see.
A lot of fun. And the lawn looked really. I don't know if it looked. To me,
beautiful.
It looked better. I told Mary, I said, "Look, it looks better."
It looked like a carpet.
I don't know if it does
look
or
like
not.
a carpet.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I had.
I applaud you.
Thank you.
Good purchase.
Very good. So, what do you got for us this week?
Well, our first topic of the day is we have a tree in the backyard that blooms for us in May.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, it is stunning. Just stunning. It's called a Vitex tree.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So a neighbor, she had decided that she didn't care for the little Vitex plants that she had bought, and she had placed them to go to the garbage. Anyways, and I asked her if I could plant them, and she agreed. And it is just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great tree.
Yeah, it's a really nice tree. Not widely, it is widely grown. It's a tree that's kind of like some like it and some don't sort of situation, and it falls in and out of favor, but it's called the Vitex tree.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that it was so captivating this past week is the first flush of spring blooms came out, and they are purple.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
and
really
the whole canopy was covered with the blooms. And this tree is very ancient, Pliny the Elder, actually, he passed away in 79 AD. He actually wrote about this tree and mentioned it. And when I was reading about it, I was a little confused whether he named it or whether this is a common name that people called it. But Vitex is Latin for Vio.
Oh, okay.
Vio. Anyways, and what it means is weaving or tying up. And the reason it got that name is because they used it to make baskets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
It is.
So kind of fun to learn about. It's native to the Mediterranean areas, but in the Austin landscaping book that they put out every year, they had it native to the Blackland Prairies and the Edwards Plateau.
Yeah, it's our area.
So
yeah.
I'm not exactly certain, but I do believe it's native to the Mediterranean.
Okay.
That's where it came from. If it was written by Pliny the Elder, it must be, right? Anyways, this is a tree that could get 10 to 15 feet tall. There are specimens that have grown taller, and that's like 3 to 6 meters tall. And it can spread 15 to 20 feet wide, or perhaps a little more. It that's like 6 to 9 meters, somewhere in that area. It's very attractive to bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. And we can say
we've seen that
is
definitely
correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a fairly fast grower. It could grow up to 2 feet a year. So if you plant a small specimen, which we did, they were just twigs when I put them in.
Yeah, they do. That's kind of my, they've grown fast.
Yes.
Which is, that's one of my key things.
Yeah, that is definitely a key thing. Well, and where I placed the tree, it does provide a little bit of shade to the buckeye that we have growing behind it, because it really cannot take the sun very much at all. But at any rate, it needs a sunny, well-drained spot. I'm going to tell you what, this thing is drought tolerant, because we've talked about many, many times, we have very shallow topsoil here, and we're on a limestone outcropping, and it just gets the water it gets, And so it has done very well.
It does.
It's tough.
It's really pretty looking tree too.
So it can also be grown in a container.
That would be kind of crazy. It's so big. I don't even know how you would do that. I guess you would just keep pruning it, but
yeah, you would prune it
because it's big. It's not a small tree at this point.
No. I'm sure it wouldn't get as large.
Maybe.
Yeah. Our neighbor has one that's planted very close to their house. And, it's not growing as large, probably because the roots are more constrained, I would guess. But anyways, you can prune out the dead wood in the tree, and you can also prune away the spent flowers and encourage it to rebloom throughout the summer. Ours does tend to bloom throughout the summer.
It does.
And the birds love the little fruit of the tree. But a stunning specimen for your yard, you want to look it up, make sure it's a plant for you.
Yeah, it's really nice, though. It is really pretty, and
it provides us with a lot of entertainment with the birds.
It does, with birds and stuff. And then it did grow really fast.
Yes.
Not really fast, but it did grow fast.
Yeah.
But it's full. It's a nice full tree, which is what I like.
And that's it. It is a deciduous tree in our area, but it does come out, pretty well in the springtime.
Yeah.
Not too late in the spring.
Really cool tree.
Yeah.
Take a look at the Vitex tree. I call it a Vitex, and Mary had to correct me. It's got an X on the end, Jeff.
It's Vitex Agnes Castor.
Oh, Agnes Castor. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. We'll go with that. But anyway, it's a cool tree. I like it.
It is listed in the Austin publication for recommended plants in your area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got one. We got two, actually, I think, don't we?
We do.
Yes. Very cool. All right. I like it.
What do we have for...
Well, welcome here to Jeff's Corner. I already spoke about the lawnmower, but I'm going to hit you with something. We're on the subject of art.
Yes.
So, Mary, I want to ask you, have you ever heard of Oshibana?
No.
You have not. It's the Japanese art of pressed flower arranging.
Pressed flower arranging.
It's so you transform real flowers and foliage into intricate works of art.
Oh.
How's that?
Oh, yeah.
And you can do it here in your own home, and you can do it from your garden. So the materials you need for this, you need fresh flowers and leaves, but you want to get some that are thin and flat flowers like pansies, daisies, baby's breath, stuff like that. You need some blotting paper or parchment paper, so that'll absorb the moisture.
Okay.
You got to have some heavy books, or if you want to splurge, you could get a flower press, but heavy books will work. So you want to be able to flatten and dry the plants. Some little tweezers so you can play. Of course, you need glue. Acid-free would be the best. Some kind of paper or canvas that you want to create the art on.
Wow.
Some scissors, of course. And then, however you want to display it. Do you want to frame? Do you want to laminate it or whatever?
Yes.
So it looks pretty cool. And I know this might be right up your alley. And we do have the flowers. We have some of these back in the backyard.
I love it.
So, this first one to do is you want to get the flowers. You want to pick them in fresh flowers in the morning after the dew is dried. So you want to avoid any wilted or thick blooms because you don't want anything to be too thick. And then you kind of blot the moisture off. And then you have to press them. So you want to put them between two sheets of either blotting or parchment paper. And then you can put them inside a book, or if you have the flower press, you can do it. And then you want to add weight in there, and you leave them for like 1 or 2 weeks until they're completely dry and flat.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So this is not something you're going to do in one day, but you got to prep for it.
Right.
And then you want to kind of plan your composition, right? You want to sketch a design or arrange, pieces loosely on paper or whatever, just to kind of figure out how are you going to create this piece of art. And then you arrange the flowers. And you really want to use your tweezers to do that because everything's pretty delicate at that point. And then you want to put it into whatever design you came up with. You want to create that, and then you glue them. But you don't want to squash your glue. That's probably what I would have done. But you really want to use like a small brush or toothpick to apply the glue to each back of each piece. And then you kind of gently press it into the background. And then once it's glued, you want to put wax paper on top, and then you want to weigh it down again overnight to make sure it gets, has secure adhesion. And then you can frame it or
I do want
seal
to do
it or
that.
whatever you want to do. And so really for the best, you want to use flowers of different shapes, sizes, and colors for depth. You want to keep the design balanced. You want to label flowers if you're turning into an education or botanical piece, which you can do.
Interesting.
You can put cutouts, calligraphy, watercolor backgrounds. You can make your own. You basically do whatever you want. So there's a few different styles. One is called a botanical garden naturalistic style. So you create a faux botanical specimen page, and that's where you would kind of label each.
Yes.
You've seen those pieces where they do that. Yeah. You would have more spaced apart at that point. You can do a floral bouquet. So you can mimic a tied bouquet with the stems, converging at one point kind of and put a little ribbon or something on there. You can do a seasonal theme. So if it's spring, you can use like pansies, violets, cherry blossoms, or fresh greens.
Wow.
Summer, you can use daisies, cosmos, lavender, and herbs, which we have. We have herbs. In the autumn, which we wouldn't have here, but you can use maple leaves, ferns, marigolds, dry grasses. And in the winter, evergreens, snowdrop, red berries, which we do have off of our little bush out there.
We do.
So you can make you can make a wreath, a seasonal border. And then there's another one called a bookmark design. So you can take a long vertical strip like a 2x6, and you can arrange some flowers on there vertically, and then you seal that with contact paper or laminate. So you make your own little bookmark.
That would be a lot of fun.
And then here's one for you, because I know you like to make these. You can do a pressed flower greeting card.
Yes.
Right? You can put a flower on the front of a folded card, or, come up with some idea to make your own. And I know you make your own greeting cards. But you can incorporate the pressed flowers into that. And then there's one called a nature silhouette. So you can create shapes or silhouettes using the flower petals and leaves as mosaic pieces.
Oh gosh. I think that would be beautiful.
It looks pretty cool. And I thought you might be interested because I know you, number one, you like art.
Yes.
You love flowers and plants.
What gave you that idea?
And you like playing with craft stuff. So might be something to check out. It's called Oshibana. It's a Japanese art.
How do you spell that?
It's Oshibana. Oshibana. The Japanese art of pressed flower arranging. So
I love it.
Yeah, it might be something for you to take a look at and see if you have some interest in it.
I do.
Yeah. And everyone out there, I mean, if sounds interesting, you can look it up. There's a bazillion, of course, YouTube videos and people doing all crazy stuff with them. But
wow.
It might be something to do. And you can basically, it's not a large cost to do it. You don't need a lot of stuff. And hopefully you have the flowers right there in your yard.
Which Cosmos is top of my list.
Yeah,
I'm thinking right now.
All right. Well, there you are. So that was it for Jeff's Corner this week, Mary. Yay!
We'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you.
What a great topic.
Yeah, it was cool.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I did have one other thing I wanted to ask you. Came across this article. Have you ever heard of the Chelsea chop?
Yes.
Have you?
I actually have, yes.
So it's it started like in the early 2000s, and it's a method of pruning certain perennials with clumping roots like the coneflower black-eyed Susan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, the coneflower.
Salvia, yarrow. So you cut each stem back by a third to one half its weight in spring. And then what it's supposed to do is produce a bushier growth. So you've heard of it. So what have you heard on this?
Well, every year the Royal Horticultural Society, I think it is, has a big flower show in London and Chelsea. And in order for the people to produce the flowers to their biggest extent, prior to the show, they would do the Chelsea chop so that they could encourage the bushy, vigorous growth and blooming.
That's it, exactly, actually.
And, yes, so a lot of our landscape experts here tell you to do that. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have a long growing season, so you might do it a couple times.
Yeah, you want to do it probably more than once.
With your Salvia greggii, that is a terrific method because the Salvia greggii tends to grow very woody at the base, and then the center will begin to fade away, mm-hmm. and then you'll be left with a big hole in the middle of your plant. So you practice the Chelsea chop, and you will encourage that middle to continue to be vigorous.
Well, I am impressed that you literally knew exactly where it came from, the Royal Horticultural Society, the Chelsea Flower Show.
The Chelsea Flower
and what it was.
Show.
So,
it's a big deal.
Yeah,
thought I'd bring
that up to you.
Yay.
But,
honey.
Okay. Got to be honest. I was trying to quiz you, and I tried to catch you, but I didn't.
You were trying to stump the birdie. I know what you were doing.
All right. What else you got?
Well, my last little subject area is going to be on vines.
Okay.
Yay. I have a couple of vines that I want to talk about. Okay, this one is a little hard to talk about.
Okay.
But it is a vine in our area that I kind of have a double-edged sword relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This vine is called a trumpet vine. It is a Campsis radicans.
Okay.
That's the botanical name for it. It's a part of the Bignoniaceae family, which our crossvine is a part of, and or the trumpet creeper family is another name for it, the Bignoniaceae. Okay. So this vine that I'm going to talk to you about, the positives of it are it puts on the most amazing floral display from spring completely till the time that frost will cause it to become dormant. It's beautiful. The leaves are beautiful. The flowers are huge, and they are orange. They're trumpet shaped, and it attracts hummingbirds like crazy. And it's especially attractive to the ruby-throated hummingbird.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a larval host of the plebeian sphinx moth. So it is important. It's a native vine to the United States. Again, the Austin government side had it listed as being native to the Blackland Prairie and the Edwards Plateau, but other places that I read said that it is more in the eastern part of the United States, and it goes as high north as Ohio and places like that, but mostly towards the east. We're not really, I wouldn't call us in the east, but it grows really well here. And that takes me to the other edge of this cutting.
Grows too well.
Cutting corn. It grows. It is aggressive. That's the only thing I could tell you about this plant. It is aggressive. It is showy. It is brilliant. And so the way it spreads is you don't want to plant it close to any wood type objects. And it will send its runners under the ground. We fight with that all the time. We have to be very vigilant about keeping that really chopped back. And that's really the control method, is to get in there and keep any growth that you don't want to have chopped away. Once it's there, it's there. You know, it's almost impossible to get rid of this plant. Also, what it does is it sends out a vine, and we've experienced this on our tree, and the vine reaches out and takes hold of the object and sends out little rootlets in the air. So they're aerial rootlets, and begins to grow right into the wood if you put it up. And it's so strong, it can pull over sheds. It's very much like a wisteria. Wisteria can actually take down a building if you let it.
Yeah.
And this is that you want to know this ahead of time. So if you decide that you want to grow this plant, you need to decide, where can I put it that we are going to be able to contain it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not going to take over. So what can I tell you about it? It grows in sun to part shade. It's a deciduous plant. It has a couple of nicknames. One of them is Hellvine, and the other one is the Devil's Shoestring.
Oh, boy. Well, that matches what the description was.
Yeah, it does.
Outside, so it's really pretty on top, but it's got a lot of crazy stuff going on.
It has a lot of crazy stuff, but at first I wanted to cry. But I don't know, it's been in place for quite a number of years now. And I think we've happened upon this management style. It's just going to take, it's kind of like Bermuda. It's there, it just takes management. Mm-hmm. Anyways, and I think the pluses outweigh the negatives. There are 2 varieties that are recommended as being not as aggressive, and that's not, I don't know if that's saying a lot or not, but anyway, they're supposed to have larger blooms, and that is Madam Galen, and also the other variety is called Georgia.
Okay.
And they are supposed to have more of a orange cast to them. Sometimes it looks like it's almost a coral type orange to me. I don't know. How do you see it? Is it a true orange?
I'd go with the coral orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, it's a really pretty.
It's gorgeous.
The flowers are really pretty, but it is. You obviously looking at it, you can tell it's aggressive.
I have to be very honest with you. It is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It can spread up to 50 feet out away from the original plant if you're not very aware of what's happening. But I almost think I do recommend it as long as you keep all the parameters in mind, because it's very drought tolerant too.
Yeah, it's nice and it's full. It's a nice full vine.
It's full, low care.
Yeah.
Very low care to it. And the other vine is something that is in my radar that I would really like to get. It's called the Mexican Flame Vine. And I'm going to say the botanical name, and please pardon me. Pseudogenoxis.
Ooh.
Canopodioides.
Okay.
Canopodioides. Okay.
Or the Mexican flame vine.
The Mexican flame vine. It's non-aggressive. But once again, we're getting a vine that sort of is an annual. It might, in our area, it might die back to the ground every year and then come back. The flowers on it are also like an orange, yellow to orange, but they have this daisy-like configuration. It looks like they have a pom-pom in the middle with the daisy floral pellets around the outside. It looks very pretty. And the leaves are a very glossy dark green leaf. They're sort of an arrowhead shape to them. And a beautiful, beautiful vine. It can get 10 feet tall, sun to very light shade, and it blooms also spring through fall, which
that's
I
nice.
really like that.
Nice.
And it could get up to 10 feet tall in that season of growth. So if it dies back to the ground, you will have your pretty flowers. It's very attractive to the monarch butterfly, bees, butterflies, and birds.
Nice.
So this is one that I have on my radar I want to look for.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Ready.
Yeah.
ready for a little
Very
fun.
cool.
You are a true vine.
The
You
vines.
really do like the vines.
I do like them. I like when they take a while to get started, but once they get going, they look cool.
Yeah.
They're a little slow.
Yeah. Our coral honeysuckle is huge right now and beautiful. Yeah, I love it. And we do have the crossvine in our yard. So what I really like is the crossvine blooms so early in the spring. Most things haven't even woken up yet, and it is covered with its blossoms. And then it blooms sporadically throughout the rest of the year. And then the other vines kind of take over from there. I like to have a progression.
I like that. Good planning, Mary.
So anyways, that is my presentation on vines.
Well, thank you for the vines. I like it. They are cool. The trumpet vine is actually really cool. It is. You can look at it, though, and tell, whew, that thing's wild.
It's wild.
But it's really cool
to
look
at.
at.
But the hummingbirds were in there last night just...
Oh, it's really pretty.
Yes,
it's really
going
pretty.
to town.
And I think if you can manage it, I think it's a really cool vine to have. So, all right.
One of our favorite places to go at the garden center is called the Natural Gardener in South Austin. And what caught my eye the other day is they have a central structure that comes up. It's almost it's almost an umbrella type form. Anyways, they have one of these trumpet creepers growing up this metal frame sculpture, and it's massive. It's like an art installation.
Yeah, they get big.
And so I was taken aback for a minute there, but I figure, well, I better look up some more information about this.
Cool. Well, thank you.
And if we were to actually plant it in our yard, we'd have to look for a. But right now, I'm totally enjoying it in the neighbor's yard.
That's true. That's true.
It spills over into our yard all the time anyway.
It has, yeah. But it looks nice. It's right on the fence line there. So.
I know. I like it.
Cool.
I like it.
All right.
I don't know.
So we, what do you got for next week?
Okay. So,
wait. Are there going to be any nematodes in next week? So.
Yes. The nematodes. Yes, I meant to do that this morning, and it totally slipped my mind.
We'll get it this weekend.
Yes, we will. I'm very excited about it because we did get the one for ant control. So I'm ready to get that in the yard.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how it all works. So we'll get that out this weekend. What else you got?
So it's time to get your hot climate plants planted, and I'm basically talking here about your veggies, But, oh, yes, I did forget. We did put some plants in place of the roses that we took out in one specific area. And this is a great time to plant your Esperanza, which is also called yellow bells. And it's a really good time to put in your Pride of Barbados. So we put in 2 Pride of Barbados and 1 yellow bell.
We did.
In place of 3 of the roses that we took out. So I'm totally chuffed about that. I am. I'm excited. So looking forward, this is a great time to plant basil. Basil in all varieties. Right now, our little garden is covered in the Thai basil. I never have to plant that plant. I put seeds in one year, and I don't have to plant it anymore. It comes up everywhere.
It does, yeah.
It grows very lushly. And so I encourage you to check out the Thai basil. But you could grow lots of other basils. They're very decorative. And your little purple basil, some of them are so tiny, it's like a little basketball growing in the ground, your globe basil. And then if you're going to grow the pesto basil with the wider leaf, I would kind of encourage you to look for a bit of shade. They do take a little bit more shade. But, and this Friday is going to be June the 1st. So that is time to start your tomato seeds indoors to get ready for the fall in our area. And I plan on planting a lot of varieties of tomatoes.
All right.
So... And zinnias. This is a great time to get out there and put out your zinnia seeds for the summer. And that is what we're going to be focusing on for the upcoming week.
Very good. Hey, it's just the time to get out there,
this
everybody.
Is
get out there and start doing stuff and moving around.
Yes.
Get out in the sun.
I know. And we're going to the garden center this afternoon.
Are we now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, guess we're going this afternoon. All right. You have anything else, Mary?
I do believe that I have finished with all of my presentations for the day.
Well, very good. Very informative. It was kind of a fun one. I kind of liked it.
I learned.
Very nice.
I learned about the Oshibana, which I can't wait to go look up. I tried to get you with the old Chelsea chop, but you already knew about that one. So I'll have to come up with something next week for you. I love the Chelsea chop.
Okay. Well, hey, again, we appreciate you guys listening. And if you get a chance, leave us a nice rating out there.
We appreciate you very much. This has been such a, how do I want to say, not invigorating, but it's been I don't know how to say it. We get to learn things. Mm-hmm. It's been very enthusiastic, I guess I would say.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun.
I've really been enjoying.
Yeah, we've talked about our process with the podcast before, and I think we're enjoying it.
We're enjoying it very much.
And if you decide to do one, that's the key. Enjoy it. If you do it for other reasons, that's fine. But if the main reason should be because you really enjoy doing it.
That's right.
So. Well,
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Until next week.
Happy gardening.
Happy gardening. Get yourself out there in the garden and see if you can get some of this stuff planted. And we'll see we'll see everybody right here next week. Mary Bird's Backyard Garden.